Alright, so this is just going to be a quick overview of what 8184 are. So these first two questions are 8.1. And some things you're going to need to know is H and K and vertex form. So vertex form again. For exponentials is f of x equals a times b to the x minus h plus k. Alright, so now when we're looking at our example, 3 is where a is. So you can't tell me that 3 is h or 3 is k. B is 2 and then x is up here. There is no minus anything, plus anything. So we know that h must be 0, k must be 0 as well because there's no plus 2, there's no minus 7, things like that. So we know h and k. Now before I told you could do an xy chart, you could still do that. So you have 0, -1, -2, 1, and 2. One thing with your calculator that I didn't tell you about, I wanted you to kind of discover it, is if you hit y equals, and you put 3 times 2 to the x, right, that's just what our exponential is, and you graph it, your calculator will show you a graph like this. But your calculator, if you hit second and graph, in the blue it says table, it will give you a table of all the points. So then, when you're making your table, you can use this to do all the heavy lifting for you. So you have 0.75, 1.5, 3, 6, and 12. Once you do that, you can make your graph. So you have -2.75. We'll put 1 up there. -1, 1.5, 0, 3, 1, 6. Right, so we kind of have this exponential that looks like that. Again, I need arrows on both sides. And then let's talk about domain and range. Domain, range. All right. Again, domain is all our possible x values. It's always going to be all real x values. Our range is all y values. And again, this depends on your A. It depends if the graph is above or below the horizontal asymptote, which we said was whatever k is. If it's above, it's greater than. If it's below, it's less than. And that's whatever your k value is. All right, so that's how you do something like 8.1. 8.2. Biggest thing we need for 8.2 is you need to get the bases the same. And then equal the exponents. All right, so when you're looking at, say, this number 3, we have to decide a couple things. How can we get bases the same? Can I get 4 from 64, or do I have to go down to 2? Either will work. 4 to the third, I don't know if I have my chart handy or not. 4 to the third is 64. So I can break down the left side to 4 to the third, and then don't forget what's there already, equals 4 to the x plus 35. Once they are the same, you are going to equal the exponents. So we have on the left side x plus 35 equals, and you have a 3 to the x minus 3, so it's 3 times x minus 3. So I'm going to show the work right here. We have x plus 35 equals 3x minus 9, which equals 2x. And on this side, you get 44 divided by 2, and x equals 22. Make sure that works. Yeah, 9, 44, yep, divided by 2, 22. Yep. Okay, so that's what you're going to have to do. Could you break this down into 2 squared and then have 2x plus 70? Sure. As long as you break this all the way down to 2 as well. It's up to you. Something like 8 now, you have 1 over a number. Again, anytime you have 1 over a number, it turns it into 8 to the negative first. We need this negative 1 here. It's very important to our problem. So we have negative 2x minus 6. Then we have the less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, and then 32 to the negative first. The negative x plus 11. This is going to be a long problem because now we have to break these down into same bases. So you have 2 to the third to the negative first to the negative 2x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 2 to the fifth to the negative first to the negative x plus 11. So now that the bases are the same, we can equal all the exponents. So I have negative 3 times negative 2x minus 6 is greater than or equal to negative 5 is negative x plus 11. I automatically times the 5 and the negative 1 right off the bat. Now we would distribute. So over here you're going to get 6x plus 18 is greater than or equal to 5x minus 55. So you'll have x on this side is greater than or equal to, because I'm minus 5x over. And then when you subtract 18 from 55, or negative 55, minus 18, you get negative 73. Now again, you could check this to make sure it works out, but I believe we did everything correct. Just make sure. The first three, yep. Oh, nope, we're good. Yep. Okay, so that's 8-2. Page. Now we have 8-3. Right? Anything writing, we're just going from one form to the other. Remember, we worry so much about this right here, the log b times x equals y, if and only if b to the y equals x. This is so important. We need to know this because when we know this, we can go from this to log form and from log form to exponential form. Again, first thing you need to do, label each number, and then it makes it easier to do. Okay? Label each number, and then put them in the other form. Now this is kind of a combo of 8-3 and 8-4. So log 125.5 times 5. Again, we're going to label, so we have b, we have x. We don't have y, that's fine. So I know what b is, though, that's 125. Y is right there, equals whatever x is, 5. All right? Now, I need to get the base of 5. This exponent 1, right? 5 to the first power is just 5, so we know that this exponent's 1. I need to get this to become a 5, and 125 is 5 to the third. So now I have 3y equals 1, divided by 3, y equals 1 over 3. That's how you do some problems like that. Again, 1/3 is the same thing as saying 3 to the negative first. Okay? It's a little hint. Now for this, I'm going to have you actually cross off 17. Let's have you do log log 3 times x is greater than or equal to negative 4, and log x is less than negative 3. So you have two problems like that then. Right, and you have the definitions in your notebook. If you have logs on both sides, first things you have to do, the log 4's cancel out, Now you have 3x equals x squared minus 4. We subtract the 3x over. So now you have x squared minus 3x minus 4. This is where we factor. And you have to find the two numbers that multiply to negative 4 and add to negative 3. X minus 4 and x plus 1. And then those are the factors, but our final answers then, x equals 4, x equals negative 1. You just have to flip the sign in front of them. Do the same thing for 19. But that's basically a nice review of 8.1 to 8.4.